at 3:45. Yeah, this has juice. And it's actually pretty darn tight too. I like it. Yeah. All right, so here's our call spread, AMCO. Absolutely tight is good. You don't want it wide and sloppy. You want it tight and hot and cute. It was good. You should see the woman who did it to me. Yeah, she takes care of me. She's actually out from Serbia, my girl. I've been going there for 9 years. She's super sweet. Really, I've never been there. You know, one negative about this frigging Trump being a bully across the world, it's scaring me for wanting to travel. You know, you're gonna have, you know, French people throwing their sandwich at me, the waiter and stuff. Well, first of all, John, I take direct insult from you calling it junk. You should refer to it as art. Direct flight. Oh, you're going, yeah, we'll see. Well, but you're not American, so you don't care, Alex. But yeah, you said you're going to Barcelona. I've been there 3 times. I love it. I have you stayed in that well, one time I was on a cruise out of there and I stayed at that W Hotel at the port. Well, you don't have to, and it's shaped like a wing. It's fabulous hotel. 3:45, 42. So there's our tab go. A and F triggered. Short. Three-bedroom apartment. What, one for you, one for Sam, and one for me, I assume? That is so awesome of you. How long are you gonna be there? All right. I love that Gowdy area. It's a phenomenal walking city. You know, hotels are pretty cheap too. And you can get a five-star hotel for like $1.50. All right, am I caught up on alarms? Oh, XRT had rejected new high and a low alarm. Let's see. All right, so that's what happens with these bottoming patterns. FMC 1583. No W, put spread idea. Let me check spreads again. Get at 124 for tomorrow. 10 cents is all. I'd rather buy a put than sell a put. Breeze alarm. Hey, look at that. That's the only Climo I posted today. And look at the daily in 15. That, and do you remember we were saying the other day that this had the best reversal on Tuesday? And then you had yesterday, a little inside bar. And look today. It gapped over this resistance, hit my alarm, and I said, boom, do it. These other Climos, a couple of them worked, but I didn't trigger any. So you know what, since it's a Climo, you can't have a pig target. So let's see, what's our cost basis? It's not gonna do that in a straight line, Alex. Um, I mean, yes, it's a void, of course, but it's even this declining 200, which let's just kind of round down and say just even numbers 29 or 29.15, whatever, because 200s are slower moving. That would be a huge gain. All right, we bought this at 25.05. So Greg, should we take $1 for a third or let it run? I mean, it looks great, but I'm gonna move stop break even for darn sure. But right now we're up $1. Or we can get a target at a higher price. We'll do that. First 1/3 target is 26.50. There you go. We'll go for 50 more stops. Put it. Oh, it's right there. I got breeze right there. So we can watch it until it close and decide to sell some later if we want. Or, hey, Halliburton tomorrow, I like. A little sloppy, but oil scroll, what's our SMR? Hey, SMR, I got an alarm at 21. It's shaping up. Bottoming pattern. New scale power. Is that in our NLR ETF? Look at our NLR and that's a grinder. We're in it. We're in NLR. Looks good. Cost basis. Wow. 134.50. Greg, we're up $9 in this. So with a full position, nice. No, our cost basis 130. Ah, shit, you're right. Wow, thanks for telling me. All right, so now it's a no-brainer. Let's sell it a third right here, 153.53. Nice. So you just proved, Alex, you do have a calculator. Thanks. Three 53. Excellent. All right, so where's our stop? It has to be under this thing. 140, 140. 5:14. Are you in it too, Alex? Alarm at 1:55 hasn't gone off. Yeah, cool. Breeze we're watching over here. So Lou, let's just review these few that I saved over here. The minerals, TMQ I like. I got an alarm at 5.99. LAC we just bought. IONR, lighter volume. But I think that's a bottoming pattern. That could go to $10. That I like. Go in R. No options. I'm gonna set an alarm at 6:28. More weakness coming up here, but there's a big void on the 15 and hourly, so no surprise. And ATLX is sloppier. I'm gonna set an alarm at 6:02. Alex, how close am I to the $20 bet on IWM? Really? All right. I'm not going to renege on our bet. I said $1. Well, it has to be more than $1, which means $1.01 or more. This one I'll set an alarm at 5:19. No. I thought you were saying it's not going to go more than $1.50. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but the bet was over $1 because that's what Greg said. All right, back to SLI, Standard Lithium. SLI 5:19 alarm. NVX, that's going to take time to heal. And that's weird. Why did this thing? In fact, I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. NMG. I have an alarm at 3:12 already. And finally, WWR. I have an alarm at 1:16. So those are all my mineral stocks. Yeah, I mean, there's room on the hour. I mean, I looked at a call spread earlier, but there's no juice for zero DTE. You know what? We should have considered a one DTE call spread. That's my bad for not thinking that. I think all the excitement in Davos is over for the week. It's just my guess. But I would have taken overnight risk on that. Nice. Netflix shorted. Looks good. Why the latter? Because then you're going to make money. Yeah, I had a talk with my buddy Jim Kelly today over lunch about gold and silver. Oh, yeah, that was on my list. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was something else that had an N in it. And I guess I deleted them. It was something, it was a bottoming pattern, something like in that is very similar to this. I'll put it on the list, but on something like this, floppy, I want a 1, 2, 3. Oh, but back to gold, silver. I mean, he is such a smart macro guy. And he was saying, look, Dan, remember I told you about this Japanese yen yields a couple months ago were going to be a problem. And then he's talking about the CME and he's talking about the arbitrage because Japan's spot silver is like $9 more than ours. And he says what people are doing is demanding assignment here and then selling it over there for the arbitrage. And he's like, the CME can't honor the redemptions. They don't have it. And he said like having SLV, what he said they have like 1 ounce of SLV, one ounce of silver for every hundred of shares. I don't know, hundreds of shares of this, which he said is a joke also. I don't know, and it was a call of just putting all these things that aren't they aren't sitting right. And he's like, Dan, I don't know how this is going to play out. Oh, but he said this, and he says so many things I don't understand. But he said when Soros became a billionaire on the on the what was it? Shit, I forget. On shorting, was it the Russian? What did he short? The Russian pound, British pound? I forget. It was a currency trade. He said the same reason Soros British pound, yeah, same thing of how he became a billionaire. He said it's the same mechanics of what's going on right now in silver. Oh, and he also told me that the CME called him today. You'll find this interesting, Alex. He told me he's been he rolls these future contracts for years and years and years and years, and his cost base is like $20. And Alex, he told me when he said when he first put the position on, he could do a 5 lot for a margin of like 20 grand. And he said the CME called him today. They're raising, he has a very big position in it. And he says the CME is said raising the margin requirement. He said Jim Kelly has to put in $1.25 million today. He's in a profitable position. They said just to maintain your position because we're increasing buying power requirements. And I said, why are they doing that? He said, because he said the CME doesn't want them buying more silver because it's hurting them because they can't meet the redemption requirements. So Jim can get a little bit conspiracy theory, but I mean that dude has been in the business over 40 years and he was part of the silver hunt debacle back in the day. So that man has so many stripes or battle scars, whatever you want to call it, stories, call it whatever you want. But he is smart and full of stories. And he's like, something's brewing now, and I can't, he can't, he's not telling me to do anything. I mean, he actually asked me to look at CME. It's like, Dan, what do you think of CME stock? I'm like, that's fine. Daily, weekly, aren't showing any stress. Look fine. But oh, and so I asked so Greg, if you're listening too, I told him or asked him rather. I'm like, look, dude, do you have time right now? I just turned the thing on and we have the same talk in the green room. So other more knowledgeable people can ask questions. And he said, no, I can't do it today because he's battling this thing with CME. But I said, look, Jim, we do it on short notice. No, he's not in business for the public. Um, he's in business for himself. He's a trader. Um, I mean, he used to, Alex. That's where I met him 30 years ago or whatever it was, 24, 5, whatever. I met him in 1998, so you do the math. It was called Sun State Equity. It was a day trading store in Tampa, but he's owned many broker dealers, which obviously wouldn't have a website. He owns seats on the CME. Um, he's on. I mean, he's a smart cookie, he really is. And always just so interesting to talk to. He's not he believe it or not, Alex. He's like one of these cats. I mean, he's very wealthy, very smart, and he goes around in his blue jeans in his beat up Toyota, looking, buying ice cream when it's on sale. And so no, you'll never see him on. I mean, he had actually. I take that back. He is on Facebook because I'm a friend of him on Facebook. But no, he would have zero interest to be on LinkedIn. Is what I'm guessing. But here you can Google him. Here's his.